Good day everyone. For this video, I'll be sharing my understanding of chapters 1 to 6 from our lessons in Science, Technology, and Society. Each chapter helped me realize how science, philosophy, and human values are connected, showing knowledge has evolved through time and how it continues to shape our lives today. So, chapter 1. The ancient times, medieval ages, and the modern times. So chapter 1 shows how human curiosity and the desire to survive lead to the development of the science and technology through different eras. During ancient times, people relied on observation and experimentation. Civilization like the Sumerians invented writing. The Egyptians built pyramids and studied medicine, and the Greeks explored philosophy and mathematics. These inventions helped them solve daily problems and understand nature. So in medieval ages, religion and science were closely linked. The printing press helped spread ideas, and the inventions like the telescope helped people explore the universe. In the modern times, science became more organized and experimental. Discoveries like electricity, medicine, and communication improved people's lives. So this chapter teaches us that science continuously evolves. Each generation builds upon the knowledge of the past to make life better and easier. Chapter 2. The scientific revolution and contribution of civilization. So chapter 2 helps us understand how major scientific revolution change the way people view themselves and the world. The Copernican revolution showed that the sun, not the earth, is the center of the universe. So a discovery that challenged traditional belief and start modern astronomy. So the Darwinian revolution introduced the theory of evolution by natural selection, teaching that all species adapt over time to survive. So the Freudian revolution focused on the unconscious mind, explaining that our behavior is influenced by hidden thoughts and desires. So this chapter highlights how different civilizations contributed to knowledge. So the Mesoamericas built calendars and temples that aligns with celestial movements. So in Asia, the Chinese invented paper, gunpowder, and printing. So the Middle East advanced in mathematics and medicine. So India introduced the concept of zero, and Africa developed early medicine and architecture. So these are the examples that shows that science is a shared human effort. No single culture owns it. So every civilization played a role in shaping what we now call modern science. So chapter 3 focused on how science and technology evolved in the Philippines through 3 major periods. So during the pre-colonial periods, Filipinos were already knowledgeable in agriculture, engineering, and health. So the Banawi rice terraces show their skill in irrigation and land use, while herbal medicine and Baybayin writing reflect intelligence and creativity even before foreign contact. So in the colonial period, science and technology were influenced by the Spaniards and Americans. So the Spaniards introduced formal education and Catholic schools. So while the Americans established research institutions, public health systems, and improved transportation. So however, this change also led to the loss of some indigenous practices. So last major practice. So in the post-colonial period, the Philippines began developing its own identity in science, so promoting local inventions and technologies that address Filipino needs. For example, the jeepney and the salt lamp shows innovation rooted in the sustainability. So this chapter reminds us that science grows best when it serves the people and respect local culture. So let's move on to the chapter 4. So human flourishing and technology. So in my understanding, a human flourishing means living a balanced, meaningful, and virtuous life. So according to Aristotle, real happiness or eudaimonia comes from living according to virtue, so not just pleasure or wealth. So according to Martin Heidegger, he viewed that technology as a way of revealing. So it helps us understand and shape the world. So however, he also warned about inframing, which humans become too dependent on technology and start to see everything, so including themselves as resources. So for example, when people rely too much on gadgets and social media, they sometimes forget a relationship or self-reflection. So Heidegger said that art can be a way out of inframing because it reconnects us with the creativity, emotions, and meaning. So this chapter teach us that technology should be used responsibly as the tool to improve life, not controlling it. So true flourishing happiness when we use science and technology wisely, guided by moral values and purpose. So chapter 5, human flourishing as reflected in progress and development. So this chapter help us realize that progress and development are not only about economic growth or modern inventions. They're about improving the overall well-being of people. So for example, a country can have tall buildings, advanced technologies, but if its citizens suffer from poverty or lack of education, it cannot be considered truly developed. So true progress is seen when people lived healthier, more meaningful, and more equitable lives. Let's move on to the last chapter, so that's chapter 6. So Aristotle, Neo-Machian ethics. So Aristotle explains that every action we do aims toward something good. So and the highest good is happiness or human flourishing. He differentiates between two kinds of good. So first is the instrumental good, things we use to reach another goal like money or fame. So intrinsic good, things that are valuable by themselves, such as love, wisdom, and virtue. So Aristotle also talks about two main virtues. So moral virtue, such as honesty, courage, and kindness, which shape our character. So the second virtue is the intellectual virtues, such as wisdom and understanding, which guide our thinking. So let's put an example. For example, a leader who is honest, so moral virtue, and wise, intellectual virtue, so helps create a just and peaceful society. So Aristotle reminds us that true happiness is not just about pleasure, but about living a good life guided by reason, ethics, and balance. So in all, the 6 chapters help us understand how science, philosophy, and human values connect throughout history, from ancient discoveries to modern technologies, from revolution to ethical reflection. So everything points to one goal, so human flourishing.